Here I rise above the claustrophobic, like a surfacing swimmer gasps for breath, liberated.
I am not lost here, but free. Free to explore the chambers of my mind.
Here I draw out a story. Like the artist, my canvas is blank.
My paints are my thoughts, my paintbrush a pen.
My oils form sentences in your mind. I am the Shawnee, the storytelling magician.
Who spins invisible silken threads so that you, the reader, can see what I see.
Smell what I smell, hear what I hear.
Even though we are worlds apart, you are now part of my story.
My journey of liberation.
Here at the Duncairn Writers Hub.
There's nothing that gives me more pride and joy than working with these people. They're absolutely exceptional. Yeah. Yeah, every single one of them is so wildly talented, and it's just been such a gift to get to give them this space and to really nurture their voice as a writer. It's been so beautiful.
The Writers Hub originally formed from the writing classes that we took that we really enjoyed, and then we were like, oh, this is actually a good bit of crack, like.
People were ready to keep going with it because, you know, we felt it was a good vibe. There was good chats, there was good crack, and it was great sort of creative outlet and space for people to get along.
We meet usually every 2 weeks, and we bring pieces that we've written, pieces that we're working on, and we get to share it in a space where everyone's very supportive. They give feedback, they give sort of direction and pointers for things to include or maybe to change and amend, and other inspiration.
The Duncairn are going to be pushing it as well.
I keep saying to people, oh no, I'm not in writer's class anymore. We're a writer's group now. So it was great to have that motivation, and because if you didn't have that, it's just easy to say, oh yeah, I must do something on that. Oh, I'd like to write something on that. And life overtakes you, and you just don't get round to it. So now we have a motivational urge that's fulfilled almost.
Probably my mum was the first person who sent me to the writing classes, and they were like, oh, Ryan, you should go to that, you should. And I'm like, no, Mum, it's something I haven't written in like a long time. And now I'm into it, and I'm writing again like nobody's business. And it's just, I don't think I could have done it without the support the Duncairn and all the people around it has given me. So it's such a blessing.
There's an amazing energy in this place that it kind of is a very healing place. What the Duncairn brings, especially to North Belfast, is amazing. North Belfast, to me, is this kind of patchwork of wounds. We see the West, and the West has this huge, beautiful community that rallies around and kind of has all this different bits and pieces of life to it. And North Belfast, unfortunately, we have these little boundaries that stop us.
We have a bad history in North Belfast, and we suffered so much in the Troubles. And I was a wee girl when the Troubles started, so we had so much bad history. It would be wonderful to hear something really good and really magnificent almost coming out of it, like somebody getting something published, you know, and being acknowledged for the people that we are. You know, we have all that history, but it makes us who we are, it makes this area what it is.
We live in an area that has been, I suppose, there's been a lot of trauma. It's not just a trauma of conflict, but there's 101 other traumas that also happen in the growing up in this place in terms of violence. Even when we went to schools, they were violent places. And the impact of a lot of that was that poetry and writing was seen as something that belonged to elites. People who didn't live around these areas. It was someone else who lived somewhere else, who had the means and also the networks to actually get them into places and open doors and be those people. And I'm certainly not one of those people. I'm just an ordinary guy from a working class area.
Art becomes something for the elites to enjoy, and it's like, no, we can keep this alive here and do it ourselves and continue to bring that art and beauty to people who deserve it. Like all things in life, places are fleeting and do not last forever. In fact, some don't last long at all. There are places you have to be, there are places you want to be, and there are places you need to be. The places you have to be are often a duty, a promise, a chore. They are rigid and heavy, often waving the carrot while hiding the stick. Aspirations are built off the back of them, distracting you with gold while your feet become as heavy as lead. Places you have to be are an expectation that tears at you little by little, knocking you down as you go. The places you want to be, on the other hand, can be glorious, amazing, exhilarating, but they always come with great risk. Often they are the dreams unfulfilled, the love never returned, and the destinations of wasted journeys. At their best and at their worst, they are the beginning of tears. Teachable moments to be replicated or avoided at all costs. But places you need to be. They're something else. They are something magic, something beautiful. They're hidden in the fabric of existence. Never noticed before you arrive, and often discarded after you leave. They hold the moments that nourish the soul, encourage your growth, and heal the wounds you felt would never mend. The best thing about them is they happen everywhere. A trip to the wrong forest, a bus stop next to a stranger, a church where God has moved out. These places will stay with you for the rest of your life. So look out for them as you pass them by. Thank you very much.
You shouldn't allow society to actually think that it's macho to turn around and say, that's not for men. That's not for tough guys from North Belfast. We're all Belfast people. Poetry's for somebody else. It's for some outlaw like Seamus Heaney. It's not for young fellas or young girls or whatever from around these areas. I think that the Soonies events and other events like that allow people to have access to these things, the people who don't have access to them and who constantly think they should repress those type of creative ideas and creative talents that lie in every single person.
Belfast itself is peopled originally by people from the country. That sort of rural tradition does also infiltrate into the urban landscape and into the urban feelings and even expressions and language, because we take that language with us. The renaissance of Gaelic, the Irish language, is now filtering through.
One of the most wonderful things about Michael is that he is bilingual. He speaks as Gaeilge, and he's going to do a beautiful piece where he speaks in both English and Irish.
This story I want to talk about is the things that spark some of the memories of my dad. He was an Irish speaker as well, and he was a lifelong language activist here in Belfast. And he held the stories of the solstice close to his heart. And he made the pilgrimage till the Passage Tomb down at Newgrange before he passed away. But it's not just the language and the tales of winter solstice that is the thing that triggers the strongest memories I have of him. Believe it or not, the strongest memory that's triggered is the smell of drum pipe tobacco. So this yarn I'm going to do next is in Irish and in English, and it's called Unruin the Secret. Fhui solas yali e gular gul being posty or be sick fannacht or la and ullig. Is he had gaffel leis and scale, when truers through her, honor her, eglana when swelt despair. Under a waning winter's light, children wait in awe of Christmas Day, absorbing mysterious tales of wise men from the east, guided by a star in the night sky. Arkham is Jack Sachinya, ag fannacht Granstad Nevri, nor when solace bua or in Dorcadus, Janan and Chase, Malekan Nish Chinya, August Curran Sheikh Hollow or Mahula. I gaze into this hearth, awaiting nature's turning point, when the light defeats darkness and the earth is reborn. Heat tightens my cheek and makes my eyelids heavy. Tugging on Cahir Ilyak, Comperdak, sheer or wachrin the smeechime, sheer gidi am nor vi me og, agus misha, and mahi or an Cahir Kiana mar vi riu, in Enyak le Maher, in Yaniji Wahir. Bhíonn seomra lán le bolú fipa tobach drum, agus mé hían gafa go homlan. Le scialta faoi bhreisiú na Holocaust ag láha daoine neamhhialta. The armchair's cosy embrace transports me back through the years to when I was a boy. Back to a memory of when I was sat in this exact same chair in the company of my late father. The aroma of his drum pipe tobacco filled the room, alongside tales of monsters and dragons defeated with help from other worlds. On shin, lig sé rundu. Runa harla, or an iha kiana blendio hen. Mahanig, tush mahori marvis ega, le scale more. Scale go me misheg chat, posture Granstad Yevri. And then he shared a secret of how he himself, on this very night, had received a visit from his dead parents, bringing him news that I was coming, a winter solstice baby. Wascal me ga chubbin, my yal or flesk sa chinya. Mar a bhfuil gola muadam, ta rian a hoan ar an cahir ilyak, agus maran an bolu tabak drum, ga fanya gal an lay. The crack of a wooden log pulls me back to reality. If I am not mistaken, there on the armchair is the imprint where he was sat, and the smell of his drum tobacco lingers until the new dawn.